It's been so long since I've actually made a video. I'm very excited. I don't have a whole lot set up yet since I just moved it in to Maine. Very excited, but what I do have is a ton of apples from my job since they had a event and nobody took the apples. So let's make applesauce. First thing we're doing, we're just going to be really rough chopping all these apples. Later, once we boil them and bake them down, they're going to be mashed, and then we're going to add the salt, a little bit of honey, some cinnamon, and allspice. Okay, so now that we've got this all rough chopped, we're ready to fill it with a little bit of water. We're going to transfer it over to that pot over there. We're going to boil it down and get going. I decided I'm going to add a couple of frozen blackberries as well. This is going to add a nice little bit of color, and it'll add a nice little splash of acidity to it. So I think that's enough. I think it'll be really good. Let's get going. I just wanted to mention that this is all the waste that we have compared to this giant pot of apples. This is a fantastic way to use leftover apples, and it's pretty delicious because we can actually freeze the Allspice, the applesauce, and we'll have it for a very long time. So I filled this with about four and a half cups of water. We don't really need it a ton filled because we are going to be boiling this down. This is all going to get soft, and later we're going to hit it with either a blender or a stick blender, and we're going to really macerate this and mash it up. And then we'll get our applesauce. So let's put this on a light simmer, and we'll just be here until it starts getting soft. And we also can't forget our spices, so we're going to hit this with a little bit of allspice. We're going to hit it with a generous pinch of salt. And we'll also hit it with a good bit of cinnamon. This is going to be very, very Christmassy. Fantastic. Let's get to it. Alright guys, it just started to simmer, so I just lowered the heat, took the lid off, and just look how much liquid there is now. All of that was not there just 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to let this keep going. I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to stir this every couple of minutes until I'm pretty happy with how soft this is. At that point, we are going to have to remove the lid, and we're going to boil down a lot of this water to get rid of it. But we're going to leave everything in here because that's going to maintain the flavor, because all of this liquid is pure gold right now. So this is what it looks like after about 10 or 15 minutes of just letting it go. I'm going to let it thicken probably for another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to get my hand stick blender, and we're going to let this blend up, and we'll see what the consistency is like. Depending on how that goes, we might let it go a little longer, or we'll get it jarred up, and we'll put some in the freezer, some in the fridge. Alright, I've got this boiled down to kind of the liquid that I'm thinking is going to be good. I'm going to use the stick blender now, stick it in here, and just start blending up, and we'll see if I need to boil it any longer. You know what? That was actually perfect. We got it down to the consistency that I wanted. You're really looking for something that's close to like a porridge consistency. As this cools down, I don't know if you can see the steam, but as this cools down, it's going to thicken up just a little bit as well. And now the last thing that we got to do is just add a little bit of sweetener. So I'm going to add my sweetener of choice, jar these up, and they'll be ready to go. Okay, and after blending it, we are all done. I added a little bit of sugar in here, not too much, and it is fantastic. Let's take a little bite. All right, I'm actually really excited about this. It's got a really nice kind of dark purple color because of those blackberries. The smell is fantastic. It really does smell like Christmas and apples in here. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm really happy with that, guys. It's a little light. Right now it's warm too because it hasn't been chilled yet. I have these in 2 large mason jars, and I also have it in a Pyrex. One mason jar and one Pyrex are going to get frozen, and that'll keep for several months. This is not going to last probably another week. This is all going to be gone by the time I'm done with it. I would go far as to say this would be amazing. Get a little vanilla ice cream, heat up some of this applesauce, pour it right on top. That would be phenomenal. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a great day, and stay tuned because I am back.